Gaza's largest hospital, now the main target of Israeli forces' ground operations amid global concern over the fate of thousands of civilians who were trapped inside. Israel believes the Al-Shifa facility is home to Hamas command center, a claim that the militant group has denied. The IDF says that it has discovered weapons in the complex, but has reportedly not yet seen any signs of hostages.
Continuous shooting as we have now. But again, it's totally scary situation.
So what are these sounds, Doctor? I'm hearing sounds.
It's continuous shooting from the tank.
Scenes of smoke-filled rooms and corridors and sounds of gunshots engulf Gaza's largest medical facility as medics attempt to evacuate patients in a ward said to be hit by an Israeli shell. The Israel Defense Forces call the raid a precise and targeted operation on a specified area in Al-Shifa hospital, emphasizing that they don't intend to harm civilians.
The IDF is conducting a ground operation in Gaza to defeat Hamas and rescue our hostages. Israel is at war with Hamas, not with the civilians in Gaza.
The US has echoed Israel's claims that Hamas is operating a command center from the medical facility, but stressed that patients must be protected.
Now, to be clear, we do not support striking a hospital from the air. And we do not want to see a firefight in a hospital where innocent people, helpless people, sick people are simply trying to get the medical care that they deserve, not to be caught in a crossfire. Hospitals and patients must be protected.
Hamas and hospital officials have rejected claims of a militant base under the Al-Shifa hospital. The group adds that Washington's support gave Israel the green light to commit what they call more massacres against civilians.
الشفاء مستشفى عمره أكبر من عمر الاحتلال وهو يأوي مرضى ومصابين وأطباء وممرضين كما يأوي نازحين من الأطفال والنساء وكبار السن ووصول دبابات الاحتلال إلى الشفاء ليس إنجازا فالشفاء مرفق مدني طبي وليس ثكنة عسكرية.
Health officials also warned of catastrophic consequences as the raid unfolds.
We don't know what to do. We are within the building, each one within the building they are in. We can't move between the hospital buildings at all for sure. So we are with each other, with the patients, with the civilians within the hospital. It's totally scary situation.
Israeli forces earlier ordered the evacuation of civilians from the hospital, but doctors had refused over fears that hundreds of at-risk patients might die if left behind. More than 30 premature babies are also housed in the hospital.
I'm really afraid that they will evacuate the hospital in a way. They will just throw the patients here and there without giving them the basic right or the chance to get the treatment.
Laboratories and Al-Shifa's blood bank are also out of order due to a power blackout in the medical center.
التيار الكهربائي نهائيا، العينات مكدسة، وحدات الدم قد تكون قد تلفت نهائيا، لا نستطيع تشغيل الأجهزة لإجراء أي الفحوصات، وبهذا يكون المختبر في هذا الوضع قد تم إيقافه وبنك الدم كذلك، وكل ما فيه قد يكون ذهب وفسد.
The World Health Organization says thousands of people are seeking refuge in Al-Shifa. Hospitals are protected in times of war under international humanitarian law. But Israel says that Hamas' alleged military use of the hospital has put its protected status at risk. The United Nations Chief of Humanitarian Affairs called for protection of all civilians in the facility, emphasizing that hospitals are not battlegrounds. Well, for more, Sarah Coates joins us. She's live for us from Tel Aviv. Sarah, we're hearing reports of interrogations, of body searches happening on the grounds of Al-Shifa Hospital. What can you tell us about that?
Hello, Dawn. Well, look, details are limited because journalists that were walking around Al-Shifa Hospital say they were pushed out of that area in the very early hours of the morning when this all began, around 10 hours ago, while these telecommunications companies, which provide the Strip with internet, with telephone service, say they are almost blacked out because they don't have enough fuel to run their generators. But what we do know, according to eyewitnesses on the ground, Dawn, is that many men have been forced out of this hospital into the front courtyard of Al-Shifa, with reports that they are being interrogated by Israeli soldiers. Now, a doctor who actually also works inside Al-Shifa hospital has come out speaking to Reuters. He says that there's been gunfire inside that hospital. He says there's chaos, there's confusion. And we are seeing a lot of unverified videos, Dawn, going around of fights breaking out inside Al-Shifa hospital. I need to reiterate that this has not been verified. Now, the Israeli forces that went in a little earlier say that they found weapons. They say, though, they haven't found any evidence of these 240 hostages who are being held inside the Strip, which is one of the main reasons that they said they were going into this complex that they were looking for, accusing Hamas of using Al-Shifa hospital, as a command centre, a claim that Hamas continues to deny. But look, the United States, as you just played in that report there, has also said it's got evidence that Hamas uses it as a military base.
Amid all of this, Sarah, the needs of the people in Gaza continue, and we know that at the Rafah crossing, evidently a truck carrying some much-needed fuel has crossed into Gaza from Egypt. What more can you tell us about that?
That's right. Well, aid groups say 24,000 litres of fuel is going into Gaza today. This would mark the first time that any fuel has gone into the besieged enclave since October 7, when these terror attacks were carried out inside Israel. We do understand that other medical aid, food and water will also go into the Strip today, while foreign nationals may find a way out through that Rafah crossing. Now, we've just heard from UNRWA's chief that works down in the Palestinian enclave. He said that water sanitation facilities, also water pumping stations and other infrastructure such as that is about to stop working simply due to the lack of fuel. Now, a little while ago, Israel came out to announce yet another humanitarian corridor. It will be open for 7 hours today, urging more of these people to move from the north of the Gaza Strip down to the south. But look, aid groups working down there say the situation is unbearable. They say it is overcrowded. Diseases are running rampant. And look, yesterday we had the first major storm of the season, which was really a huge downpour. And we do need to remember that a lot of these people are basically out in the open using makeshift tents, if they have one, and are being exposed to these very severe elements. So look, it's certainly a shocking situation, and as aid groups say, growing worse by the minute, Dawn.
Sarah, thank you for that update. Sarah Coates there in Tel Aviv.